I've been all over this world. I seen men die in ways I ain't even know was possible. Love you, brother. Be careful. I will. With all the things that I've seen, I ain't ever seen no demons, no ghosts, no magic. Till now. Now get back inside. Let me in, man. Some weird shit going on out here. You keep dancing with the devil. One day he's gonna follow you home.
Hey everybody, welcome to 31 Days of Monsters. We are on day 21 and we've got another monster kid here, Mr. Mike Barron, and we're going to talk about Sinners today. What was your take on this movie, Mike? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? It's sort of, when you look at the reviews, it's sort of a mixed bag.
Oh, I was blown away. Like everybody who's watching and most of our friends, I'm a huge horror movie fan. And everybody loves horror movies, which is why even the worst piece of shit, which costs $5,000 to make, makes a lot of money. But let's face it, most horror movies are bad, and a lot of them are just slasher movies masquerading as horror. For me, a horror movie has to involve the supernatural. That's what separates it from just another scary movie. There are a couple of exceptions to this, like Silence of the Lambs. But I prefer that icy shiver you get down your spine when the finger of something you don't understand beyond your dimension puts its finger there, and you know you're dealing with the unknown, something bigger and greater and more malevolent than you can possibly imagine. And Sinners has that touch, although it's not as terrifying as some other horror movies. It's fascinating the whole way through. It's entertaining, and that's the bottom line. Is people make these movies to entertain, and Sinners grabbed me by the throat on the first scene and dragged me all the way through. It's so many things. Not only is it a horror movie, I don't think we're giving anything away to say it's about vampires. It's the most original take on vampires I've ever seen. But beyond that, it's a celebration of Southern culture in the 30s. I'm a huge blues fan. If you love blues music, you're going to love this movie too. It's about two brothers who come back to Mississippi in the 30s from working in Chicago. And it's implied that they were enforcers for Al Capone. They're both played by Michael B. Jordan, who's great. And they decide to open up a juke joint. And that's what they do. And when they open up the juke joint, that opens the doors to to the blues, because one of their best friends is a terrific blues guitarist, and he comes out to play. And when those blues bust loose in the juke joint in the first half of the movie, it's just sheer delight. It's a very earthy movie. It's not genteel. You know, you look at the first, the horror of Dracula or any of those Hammer horrors, and they're so genteel. There's hardly a drop of blood in any of them, and there's very little rude language. Sinners is not like that. It reflects the way real people talked in the 30s.
Yeah, this covers one of my favorite genres, and that is the cross genre. This isn't strictly a horror movie, as you had said. This is a gangster film. It starts out, you don't get into the horror until you're 45 minutes into this movie. So we have a gangster movie, we have a blues film, we have a story about Jim Crow era Southern living, And then you also have, of course, the horror, the vampire, and how they weave these things in together, I think, is just fantastic. The characters are interesting. Um, uh, the situations are believable, as believable as they'll be in something as fantastic as this. And I love the ending. I absolutely loved the. I hope you guys stayed through the credits because there's a little credit ending there, which ties everything together in such a beautiful way. Um, I thought this was really something special.
It was, and what's remarkable is their portrayal of the modern vampire is so at odds with what we know from Dracula and Nosferatu in the original vampire movies. These vampires are happy and gregarious, and they sing, and they're white. And this is the thing about these vampires when they first appear to try and take over the juke joint is they come up playing bluegrass music, and it's great. And you contrast the bluegrass with the blues, and it's done deliberately. You say these are two different cultures, but they can meet over music.
Right.
And as a blues fan growing up, I couldn't get enough. I met Muddy Waters. I asked Muddy to sign my copy of Fathers and Sons, and he gripped the felt tip with his left hand and held it like an ice pick and signed his name in block letters.
What do you make of that? Were you saying he was illiterate?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Man, he's just one of the many blues giants I've had the pleasure of seeing, including Buddy Guy, whom I saw here in Fort Collins a couple of years ago. And speaking of Buddy Guy, speaking of the last scene in the movie,
right?
Stay until you see it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it is. I guess Buddy Guy's appearance is in that post-credit scene, isn't it? So yeah. So we won't say much more about that. But also, Haley Steinfeld is great in this. She, of course, is married to our quarterback, Josh Allen. So you got in Buffalo, you got to love that. But actually, she's quite good in this movie too. Everybody's good. The cinematography is gorgeous, and Michael B. Jordan is fantastic in this because I didn't realize it was him as the twins. I guess part of the reason was I had a hard time differentiating the two brothers.
It was well done.
Yeah, it was really, really well done. So that is what we think about this movie. We're going to ask you guys what your thoughts were as we get into the chat here. Nico de Musser Pico 77 says this should be a good review. Cigar Gangster is here. He says hello everyone. Sign up for Shanu 77. Yes, please do. And Mike has a project as well, and we're going to talk about that in a sec. I strongly dislike this movie, Anthony says. He didn't like this one. Okay. To each their own. Plan 9 good times, says Hey Chat, who had a cancellation today. JP Roca asks what's good. I did not want to do my homework today, so I don't know if this one was good. It is. You missed it. Dr. Mass says I saw this in the theaters but didn't rewatch it. I thought it was pretty good. I could have dealt with a little less singing. Okay. I liked it. I liked the singing and dancing. I thought it was really cool. It's not a musical. I hate musicals too.
What?
Yeah, I do. The only musical I like is 1776.
Oh, well, you and I will have a discussion after this is over. Maybe I can win you over. I know I can. I know I can.
Got it.
Have you ever seen The Commitments?
Yeah, that's not really a musical.
No, you're right. It's a band. It's a movie about a band.
Yeah.
And I love those too. Some are better than others. That's one of the best.
In horror, the only genre making money is horror. The only genre making money in modern movies. Horror is what they call bulletproof, which is why it gave rise in the Great Depression to Universal Studios, and during World War One, the silent horror films. It always makes money. People will come out to a horror movie because they want to be scared. The same way they'll go to a thrill ride. You know, it's bulletproof.
And I kind of resent that because it results in so many crap horror movies.
Yeah, it does, but it doesn't mean they're not popular either, and make money.
Yeah. Somebody wants to know if I'm going to try and sell you on Bye Bye Birdie. All I have to say is watch the Got a Lot of Living Going On musical sequence with Anne Margaret and tell me you don't like it.
Oh, well, that's in an Elvis movie, isn't it?
Well, it's an Elvis clone movie. It's about a guy named Conrad Birdie.
Yeah, I know Bye Bye Birdie is the play in the movie, but I thought that song was in an Elvis movie and not Bye Bye Birdie.
Nope.
Because Elvis does cover it.
Well, I'm happy to hear it. And you know, the funny thing is, Dick Van Dyke stars in Bye Bye Birdie, and Dick Van Dyke is about to celebrate his 100th birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Van Dyke.
He's amazing. I mean, I've seen him like doing dances and stuff. I've seen his workout routine. The guy just, he's just nonstop, you know. Let's see.
There are horror musicals.
Oh, yeah. The kind you throw things at the screen with.
You're thinking of the Rocky Horrors.
Yes. Yeah. All right, we're selling you on it. Good. I think you'll like it. Yeah, it's got a lot of heart to it, you know.
Yeah, and what I like about it is there doesn't seem to be any dead spots. A lot of movies have dead spots where, especially there's an endless car chase. Some movies are all car chase. I watched a terrible one the other day called Six Underground. I think was directed by Michael Bay, and it was just a meaningless heist film with various CIA agents fighting various agents from other agencies, and it was all boom crash, flying through the air, car wrecks, and it was exhausting the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, it sounds boring.
So I just tuned it out.
This movie reminded me of From Dusk Till Dawn and the Pine Deep trilogy by Jonathan Mayberry.
It does.
Yeah, there's similarity.
Yeah. It reminds everybody of From Dusk Till Dawn, and it's a very similar contoured movie, and that a group of people meet in a bar and are besieged overnight by vampires. Except I have to say this is far superior, and I like.
Oh, it's much better.
Yeah,
much more subtle, much more interesting. Dusk Till Dawn is kind of crass, and again, it's a cross genre movie. It's a basically about a psychopath and his brother at first, who we meet and we have absolutely no interest in. They're just scumbags of the earth. So when you get to the end, when the horror comes and they meet the vampires, it's hard to root for anybody. Whereas in this one, these guys maybe have done some shady stuff, but they were war veterans. They were also good family people, trying to be. Dealing with the loss of his child and his wife. I thought that goes a lot further than the hammer that Tarantino and Rodriguez used in From Dusk Till Dawn.
It was. I found it shocking in the early part when he shot those two guys who were trying to lift booze out of his truck.
Yeah.
He didn't have to shoot the second guy, but he did it just to establish his primacy, and
right.
I can understand that because, it was a lawless time back then.
Right.
And the only way you could protect yourself was to build respect.
Yeah. And he didn't kill them. He shot them in the legs,
Right.
So they would have a limp to remind them, It's great. Let's see, what else?
Yeah. And later on, when they showed the grave of his child that he had with his wife, and and their rapprochement, it was both shocking and inevitable, which makes for the best cinema and also the best endings. I always say the best ending should come as both a complete shock and, in retrospect, inevitable. And the perfect example of that is the ending of Planet of the Apes.
Oh. Rod Serling's incredible ending for that is I don't think it's a spoiler now to say what it is. I mean, the thing is 50 some odd years old. I think everybody knows that Taylor never left. So that was really, really something. So hey guys, in the chat there, I need you to vote on something. As we go forward here on day 24, we have listed on our list as Under the Skin from 2013 with Scarlett Johansson. Well, I'm cutting that one out. I tried watching it yesterday. It is a piece of shit. I couldn't get through it. It's boring as hell. It's not good on any level. It's existential. It's just terrible. So you guys are going to vote. I got two choices for you, two Hammer films to choose from, and you vote 1 for the first one or 2 for the second one. Okay, so number 1 is Captain Kronos. Okay, number 2 is Lust for a Vampire. So if you want Captain Kronos, type 1. If you want Lust for a Vampire, type 2. We will count them up, and that'll be what we go with. Okay. In the meantime, we're going to share some of Mike's campaign that he's got going right now,
which is horror themed, by the way.
You didn't send me the link. You sent me to your ex. You didn't send me to the Bronze Star link. All right. Let me see if I can get to it here.
Well, here, let me give you something.
Okay. I got it. I went to Bronze Star Comic or BaronComics.com.
Oh, yeah.
Is that good enough?
Well, yeah. Also, BronzeStarComic.com will take you right to it. BronzeStarComic.com.
Okay, so let's share the screen here. And here we go. We got her up. Okay, good. Tell us about it, Mike.
Well, I have this video. I wish I could show it to you. That's what I sent you the link to on X, where Chris filmed both.
Is this it right here? Is it this video?
Try it. Hit it.
Yeah.
Hey, Buckaroos.
Yes.
There.
Talking about Bronze Star. Now, some of you may have seen Bronze Star #1. It's a supernatural Western.
It's set post-Civil War, Alberta, Canada. A sheriff at Cobb's Gap, at that time probably the furthest north mining town you might find in Alberta.
I'd always wanted to work with Pat Broderick. And I said, Pat, I'd love to work with you. And he said, Mike, I'd love to work with you. And I said, Pat, what do you want to draw? And he said, I want to draw a supernatural Western. And so Bronze Star was born.
I've been drawing comics for 49 years. And he asked me, what would I like to do? And I just finished doing a Two-Gun Kid full cover, just to draw something that wasn't spandex superheroes. And I loved it. So I told him I'd love to do a Western, but got to add a supernatural element to it in today's market. He said, fine, I'll have a script for you on Monday. This is the Friday. Monday, that guy had a script for me, 56 pages. It's just that I had this idea for a while, wanted to do a Western. When you said that, it was already in my mind. So it was just a matter of typing it out.
It is the greatest work of his career. Anybody who has seen that book has been blown away.
It's not my personality to say this way, but it's the best work I've done in my life.
What is Bronze Star about? A little town at the foot of the Rockies is very peaceful, very quiet. And the reason it's so quiet is because the sheriff has a unique problem. Once a month, he has to disappear for 3 days so he doesn't eat the townsfolk. That's right, he's a werewolf. And that's why it's called Bronze Star. Because he had to have a bronze star made to wear on his chest because he can't touch silver.
It became Bronze Star 1. And it was a joy to do for every damn page.
Bronze Star 2 continues that tradition.
I've just finished our second one. Here's my artist Bible. I got to do some fun stuff. The monster in this one is the Wendigo. And the monster at the end of the book is the Ogopogo serpent.
Bronze Star 2 has 2 separate stories. Both involve supernatural creatures of the Northwest. I researched these stories very carefully to make them accurate, true to the legends.
Worked on it for a year, poured my heart and soul into it. And I know that you guys are going to love it when you see it.
We're launching this campaign on Halloween, appropriately. Reserve your copy today. Just go to bronzestarcomic.com.
Excellent, excellent.
That's it.
Well, if you can't sell it with that video, I don't know what you can. And I agree that this is the best work of Pat's career. It's much more layered, a lot more detail and textured. It's really great.
And Ethan holds these trash casts, and I think that Bronze Star is the only book he's ever called brilliant.
Okay. Well, then, it's still available to back, Mike?
We have a handful left. We have a handful of Bronze Stars #1, but as far as Bronze Star #2, that's wide open. We haven't even begun the campaign yet, but if you want to sign up, you'll be notified the day it goes live, and you can pick your funding platform. We're going to use several. We always use Go Fund My Comic and several others. But,
nice.
If we're talking about horror movies here, and we can shift gears back to Hammer for a minute, there's a movie called Drink the Blood of Dracula. And the first 40 minutes of that are so insane and off the wall that they constitute a mini movie in themselves. I can't recommend it too highly.
Excellent. Was that Mead that was just
Silent?
fuzzing out, or was that you?
Oh, let's see.
Now, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Mike? Okay.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear?
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. There might be a little lag right now for some reason. Okay.
I'm not too
So I'm just checking out my numbers here. It looks close, but it looks like #1 is going to take it today, guys.
What is #1?
#1 is Captain Kronos.
Oh, that's right.
Vampire
That's right.
Hunter.
I've never seen that. I'm going to have to put that on my list. I have a few other suggestions for horror aficionados that may have missed them over the years. Because, I remember my favorite horror films vividly because they're so few and far between. And one of them is Exorcist 3. I mean, we've all seen The Exorcist, and I consider it the greatest horror movie ever made. Exorcist 2 is trash, and the recent remake is trash. But Exorcist 3, which is written and directed by William Peter Blatty, who wrote The Exorcist, is off the wall. It stars George C. Scott, and it'll have you jumping out of your seat. Have you seen it, Graham?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. It's got that jump scene where you just, what the fuck?
Yeah. My issue with that movie is that it sort of undermines the first one. And the first one was a perfect film. Because we got to see the priest and the Catholic Church be the hero, Yes. And he sort of undermines it with what he tells you in the third film. So that's my biggest beef. But as a horror movie, it's good,
Another
So-
one that also stars George C. Scott is The Changeling, which is a ghost story
Yeah.
set in the Pacific Northwest, and that'll scare the shit out of you too.
I did that one, I think, last year for 31 Days of Monsters.
Oh, good for you. Great
Yep.
movie.
I've been doing it for 5 years, so it's been 31 different movies for 5 years. I've covered a lot of ground, and before that, I did 5 years on Facebook. So it's like 10 years I've been doing this.
Well, we're running out of
So-
horror movies.
All right, gang. No, I don't think that'll happen. We're just running out of good ones. Okay, gang. Tomorrow is Us from 2019. That one's an off-the-wall film by what's his name? Key and Peele. Jordan Peele. Let me just scratch that one off. Yeah. Jordan Peele has been making some pretty good horror films. And this one, Us, I think is really good. So check that one out. It's on Netflix, I believe. I think you can watch that on Netflix. Then we have 28 Days Later, and then we're going to substitute Under the Skin for Captain Kronos. So I'll put a note into YouTube here, just to remind everybody so nobody spends the money or wastes the time watching that other piece of shit. So, hey, everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you, Mike, for your opinions here. It was always a pleasure. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.